so much utility in the late game just because of it's Zilean. Zilean does these things where he can insta-speed you up. And if a Cloud Drake is on the map, I don't know if you saw that LCK game, Medic, Genji versus T1, I think it was, where she set up the knock-up combo with his E. Whippo now in some trouble.
He's going to channel, but the Pillar of Filth just going to stop that in its tracks. Can't quite land the barrel, so Whippo only has to burn the flash as well. Now this is going to be hard for Origen to get away from because Nemesis can just dash through. There's the Ignite. Alfari might just die to this. He doesn't have any potions. He doesn't have any stacks. And first blood goes over to Nemesis and Fnatic.
Great roam from Nemesis up towards the top side of the map. Fnatic, it looks like they're not done yet, though. They want to try and set up the dive onto Xerxes. There's no minion wave yet.
Oh, the cast doesn't connect. Nemesis is going to try and juke his way through. Yeah, let's get the last breath. The Call of the Forge God coming out as well, but Nemesis puts up the wind wall. Of course, can block out Nuke Duck. There's the Dawning Shadow. Xerxes able to dodge away from that one as well. Nemesis goes back in towards the minions. He's surviving. Nuke Duck has to flash away. One more auto. The minions on Nemesis aren't quite enough damage right now, and Nuke Duck caught underneath the tower. Nemesis alive, and Fnatic 2-0 up.
Wow, they also love to rely on their mechanics, knowing that in these situations, it's very G2-esque, where sometimes they'll look at these 50-50 situations, can we outplay here? And then they're able to make it work because of the length in the draft about how I think the later this game goes, the harder it's going to be for Origen to play against this comp. And I think that right now with the position that Fnatic's in, they're setting themselves up nicely for the mid to late game.
Already a thing
on the map, to the bot side they go.
For Hylissang. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Selfmade's popped the Predator. Alfari, you don't have Flash, man. You don't really have a way out, and he is already done. In the bot side, nothing really happened. The gank didn't work. Hylissang took off. Something happened, but a Rift Herald this early before the plates have fallen off is not the best. As in, before you've taken multiple plates on the turret isn't the best because it just doesn't take you the tower. Meanwhile, Rekkles and Hylissang in the bottom lane are going to get first turret just for free. We have seen Origen throughout the course of the split be willing to sacrifice early Drakes in exchange for lane lead.
Can team fight? Oh, can they? How are they going to get past the wind wall? How are they going to get past this?
Just dead.
Medic?
Upset is just dead. Rekkles stood in the front of Upset, baited him in, and Selfmade was there in time to get the fight. Rekkles did have to burn his heal, but he's...
His completed Trinity Force? Oh, they might be able to kill Rekkles now.
True Shot Barrage! Rekkles flashes in a straight line, but somehow steps to the side of it. The Chrono Shift comes out just in time, and now Nemesis is chasing Nuke Duck off towards the top side. He flashes, misses the Keyblade, but lands the final auto attack to get the kill. Wait. Meanwhile, Xerxes is running down towards the bottom side. Rekkles, full HP. Hylissang flashes forward with the time warp slow. And the
draft. I love how they've played this early game, and they've just been systematically dismantling Origen across the board.
It is a sight to behold, to be sure. Fnatic.
Rekkles is in danger now.
Oh, no, but he's got the Chrono Shift. Here comes the teleport. Fnatic always willing to take a fight. Whipper's going to join the fray. Rekkles locked against the wall, though, and can't really get away. He heals up. The True Shot Barrage doesn't connect, and Rekkles is still alive. Eventually he falls, but the double bomb finds two targets, and now Whipper's jumping forward onto Upset. Upset, you got to stay alive. Destiny's trying to jump around, dodge as much as he can, but Nemesis lands the shot and gets the kill, the knock-up as well. That's 3 quick kills, 4 quick kills over to Fnatic. They only lose Rekkles, and they still have a Rift Herald to boot.
And as you're saying, the later this game goes, I think it only gets harder. The funny thing about Fnatic's comp is, normally when you look at Senna comps, you sit there and get advantage of Senna's range. They're trying to keep Origen as far away from each other, and now Origen are looking for a play.
Yeah, Xerxes going in with the Subjugate. There's the exhaust, but teleports immediately from Fnatic. Final chapter blocked by the wind wall, and here comes Whippo. Jumping in, another teleport used by Hylissang as he wants to join the fight. Last breath from Nemesis onto the backline, and Hylissang's here now in case Whippo falls. But Whippo's still alive, still maintaining the HP bar just about as he heals up with the final little bloblet. Fnatic still only sit at 1 death, and even when Origen tried to go for that full engage, Fnatic were able to answer.
Yeah, so that wasn't the cleanest fight from Fnatic, but you can see, given the gold advantage that they have, it still wasn't enough for Origen to be able to capitalize on. Fnatic will look to reset now and then go for the next Drake, secure themselves the Ocean Soul, and Origen, I just don't think they're in a position to contest it. They could look for a 5v5 and just accept that if we lose the Ocean Soul, then there's no way that we're going to win. But honestly, when you look at a 5v5, it's definitely a desperation play because they don't really have many other options left.
Oh, that's it. Slowed up. Last Embrace going to lock him in place as well. The Dawning Shadow comes out and Rekkles gets the kill. Selfmade with a smite for the assist. And Nuke Duck now has to retreat back behind his tower. And without a jungler, you have to feel Origen cannot contest this dragon. Ocean Drake with a Blade of the Ruin King on Yasuo with a Zac as well is actually just going to be disgusting to watch here, Vedius.
It dramatically shifts. And yeah, I think it's going to be super interesting. So anyway, Fnatic are starting the Baron up. The rest of Fnatic is zoning Origen away.
That's dead. That's without because without Zac and without Yasuo even in the fight, Nukeduck calls down the Forge God but misses. Stretching strike from Brippo on the backline will land on 2. Alphari has to flash away, but the chase is on. And Alphari, you've got nowhere to go. Another kill to Fnatic. They're just going to look to end the game right here, Vedius.
I mean, they can. The death timers are still quite short. But given that they do have the Ocean Soul, they're still all at full health. Bwipo is at level 16. Nemesis is at level 16. They have all 5 members running it down the mid lane. They have a pretty big wave. Medic, I think they are looking to, in fact, end it right now.
14 kills to 1, a 13,000 gold lead. 4 dragons to 1, 6 turrets to 4 dragons to 0, 6 turrets to 0, and Fnatic aren't stopping yet. Xerxes rooted up with the last embrace, but the Nexus has to be the target here for Fnatic. This was a demolition, a clinic from Fnatic in game 1.
Honestly, I don't think he's had the biggest impact on this split. When I think back to his Diana performances, there was one time where I think he had like one stellar game, but outside of that, I think that he was smart. I do think that trying to get his blue was a bit of a gamble, but it ended up paying off because he could have lost that Smite fight, but now he's in a great position where he secures the first Drake for his team. It looks like the Cloud will again be the making his way up. Look at Diana as well. She's abandoned the wave in mid lane and started moving up into the river. Keeping in mind, Hylissang does have the teleport available as well. Fnatic actually looking for a fight.
Yeah, Bwipo with the call of the Forge God. Ragnarok's pop, but here comes the Dawning Shadow, and you can see that's first blood for Fnatic. They set that one up perfectly. Even without vision, knowing that the Rift Herald could be started. Selfmade running underneath the tower, but he's got Hylissang in support. I was like, mate, what if you get caught there? Oh wait, Chrono Shift exists, and he can just dash back out.
Light gold advantage, but more importantly, they'll secure the first Rift Herald of the game.
And I wonder if Fnatic will then go and challenge at this dragon, because you can see Xerxes made a beeline for it, knowing that Selfmade will be doing that Rift Herald after winning the top lane trade. Fnatic don't really have the vision. Reckless actually burned Flash in the bottom lane while he was participating in the top lane play. I assume Upset and Destiny just tried to engage on him, just jumped on him. Looks like the final chapter was used, so it makes a lot of sense. But Origen will be able to get their second dragon of the game. It's Cloudberry, and we'll see what soul we're going to have. Infernal is the name of the game for this match.
So, Infernal that they have in order to successfully set up these fights. Meanwhile, Fnatic looking for a dive in the bot lane. Let's see if they can pull it off.
Well, Origen are going to try and answer. You can see both Xerxes and Nukeduck are on their way. Final chapter coming out from Upset. He's able to dodge away, and even with the Chrono Shift, this is not a good situation for Fnatic to be in. Selfmade's going to try and get his way away, not tanking up the turret yet. But with the Equalizer coming out, Origen want more than just that first kill. Reckless caught with the Undertow, doesn't have Flash, remember, doesn't really have a way to go. Last Embrace coming out as well as Xerxes caught up. Double teleport used as everyone's going to join the fight in the bottom lane. We're going to have a full 5v5. Bwipo joins the fray. Call of the Forge God lands onto Nukeduck. He's almost dead, but he manages to head into the bush for the second. Bwipo takes him. Xerxes still alive. Upset caught up in the last Embrace from Fnatic, and now turning this fight around. Alphari has to flash the wall. Destiny jumps to the Upset, but the flash in from Nemesis. The chase on Alphari. One more auto is enough. It's a double for Nemesis. He's caught behind the tower now, and the rest of Fnatic aren't quite there yet. Nemesis almost goes down. The final auto will get him. Bwipo tanking up the turret. Upset's dead. It's only Destiny left alive, and Bwipo ticking, still surviving. Fnatic take down 5.
And up the back end of the fight, he's managed to complete that Nash's Tooth now, and Fnatic, they're not slowing down.
Oh, Bwipo's diving in. Bwipo's dead. That was so greedy from him. Not sure what away. Cannon Barrage only just come off cooldown, so they decide they don't want to fight for the third. The fourth and fifth, I'm sure, will be on the menu. Upset trying to trade here onto Bwipo. Not going to do too much work. Just over the 16-minute mark, and Call of Forge God's being used here in the mid lane. Upset really doesn't have an escape. The final chapter coming out as well, and Upset just rooted to the spot. Selfmade jumps in and takes the kill. Bwipo still tanking the tower, has a Chrono Shift to boot to bring him back alive. And Selfmade will fall to the Equalizer. The turret goes down in the mid lane, and Origen might want to keep chasing this one. Bwipo doesn't have Flash, does have the exhaust though. Xerxes with the Undertows, if he could connect, could do a lot of work, but can't quite find those axes into their marks. And so Origen will call off the fight. Tower falls in the top lane. 2OG is their first of the game.
Ends up being a 1-for-1 overall, 1-for-1 in terms of towers, but Nemesis...
doesn't look like Origen are going to check it, so it should be pretty easy for Fnatic to take.
I mean, we already talked about how Origen probably don't want to look for fights right now. Yeah. They want to stack up the Mirror Mana. They want to try and complete the Trinity Force on Upset. They want to get Liandry's on Upset as quickly as humanly possible. And I ultimately think that Origen just have to play defensively right now. They have to sit and wait, and they can't look to force anything as Fnatic, with the Rift Herald, can continue to push the tempo.
And with the speed of Reckless and Hylissang coming in from that bottom lane, Time Warp, from that mid lane, sorry, Time Warp and the Curse of the Black Mist give you such a movement speed buff But you could see Reckless and Hylissang just trying to get up here, make
straightforward. You ult and then you just go in. But because of the amount of zone control that things like a Rumble and a GP provides, I think it's going to change the dynamic of how things have to be played. So you can see Fnatic right now, full control of the river. Alphari's going to face check.
He face checks straight into them, able to get away for the moment, but Selfmade's on the chase. Bwippa will take the kill with the call of the Portugal. Now Fnatic can win a 4v5. They can take it. Selfmade low though. Chunked out towards the bottom side. Chrono Shift still available here for Hylissang. You can look. You just step straight into them. A great double knock up into the Dawning Shadow, and the chase is on. Upsets down to Nemesis. And the Ragnarok is not going to save you for too long. Xerxes, Hylissang on the chase, lands that Chrono Shift. And Origen lose 2 so quickly. Fnatic turned back towards the Infernal Dragon.
Well, that interesting team fight I was looking for kind of fell on its face as Alphari just face-checked the brush. He didn't have vision of the brush. The control ward, of course, did mitigate that. But I'm surprised that he would make that play. He must have believed that Fnatic were on the Drake and this was a safe play to do. But you can see, like, when we get Infernal in their back pocket, Origen are slowly starting to flounder. They're not finding any good team fights, and yeah, it's just falling apart for Origen. This is not really what we expect to see, but Fnatic with their performance upset now.
Dead. Oh Selfmade, this is a this is actually, we shouldn't show this online, because this is like more than PG-13. This is rated R material here from Selfmade.
Selfmade just took upset on. We get to see the locket come out from Bwippa, which is something that we've been seeing a lot more on top lane Orns, because I think it helps really mitigate a lot of damage. So I think with the current state of things, with the atomization that's coming through, with the fact that Fnatic is going to secure a completely uncontested Baron, they're looking to go 2-0 up in this series. Origen continue to get routed. Fnatic have continuously outplayed Origen throughout this series. We get a TP into the bot lane here.
Final chapter's been used as Origen look for a fight. Dawning Shadow coming out as well, but Reckless back above half HP straight away. Upset just gets deleted with the Dragon's Rage, and Origen run for the hills. That was a 4v5, and Origen are the ones retreating. This game has snowballed totally out of their control. It's a 9,000 gold lead for Fnatic, and after it looked relatively even, after it looked close, it's anything but. Fnatic dive in into the base, past the inhibitor towers. They're not inhibiting anything. They are allowing Fnatic to step forward, and Origen can do nothing about it.
Meanwhile, Hylissang split pushing in the bot lane. He does it on Pyke, he's doing it on Zilean. He used that TP to set up the next wave for Fnatic to follow up on. The death time is just still long for 2 members, and Fnatic with all 5, they're looking to end this game. The first game was, what, 27, 28 minutes? Fnatic looking to match that record, but they don't want to overextend. They're just going to reset, they're just going to spend their gold and look to close this one out cleanly.
And speaking of gold, they seem like they have the ability to slow this game down.
I mean, you can see that Origen tried to run it back in the second game. They went for the early Ezreal pick this time around again, and they haven't been able to answer what Fnatic has been drafting. And this game looked a little bit closer. I thought we could see a better team fight, but Origen, they just got like one big mistake from Alphari, cost Origen everything. And now Fnatic with the Baron, they're taking down the 3rd inhibitor. They're looking around the game. Good kick.
Oh, Alphari kicked back into the team. Call of the Forge God coming out as well, and Alphari will be locked up. Already Xerxes dead. You can see the root on Selfmade, but he's got the Chrono Shift. I even forgot about it. We haven't even had to see it used. The dive onto the backline by Nemesis catches them just before they can get to the sweet release of the fountain, and gives them instead the sweet release of death. It's a triple kill for Nemesis. The Nexus towers are falling, and Fnatic in dominant fashion are looking to dive onto the fountain. Destiny kills Hylissang, but he will fall in the favor. Fnatic 2-0 against Origen.
This was the 1v9 performance we wanted to see from Nemesis on day.
See that, Velios? I think the Kiana pick finally here for Nuke.
I think that right now, Selfmade is just going to focus on securing top crab because his main goal will be...
I mean, there's a fight. Hook doesn't connect as Hylissang flashes away, but the exhaust is burnt as well. Hylissang going to put down a good pillar of ice, but Xerxes can just come straight back in here. Flashes forward, looking for Hylissang. The ignite is down, and Origen looking to strike first. First blood to them, first time in this series. They have picked up the first kill of the game.
The weight will provide a little bit of release as they look for Reckless.
No flash on Reckless, does have the cleanse, but immediately pulled back. The pillar is down, but Reckless is going to get taken out. Supreme display of talent, and the stuns coming out on Selfmade. He's looking for Xerxes, trying to chase in, but Nuke can put the damage in from the side. Xerxes brings the barrel down, and Selfmade will fall. You have to feel. Manages to get a double kill before he goes down in a 2v3. Selfmade turns it around. Nuke will listen, but Destiny now realize he's not in a good shape at all. Selfmade here looking for another kill as the pillar of ice comes down. Reckless on the chase, the hook coming out. Xerxes could go in, but Hylissang is very tanky already with a double Ruby Crystal. Here comes the Moonlight Vigil, and the Infernum burns straight through Fnatic. Selfmade
side of the map as well. Finally, we're getting a competitive game between these two teams, as while it has been the Fnatic show for the majority of the series, Origen finally answering back. Now let's see what they can do with the lead that they currently have.
Should be able to take down this top tier 1. The Rifthold's going to charge in, and they'll have about a 2,000 gold lead, 1,007.
But now we see the Maokai actually starting to dominate and win in this 1 versus 1.
Yeah, in a really good position. 2 CS down. Upset's going to pop the explosive cast. Dawning Shadow coming out as well, but only used for the shield. The Cannon Barrage is used, but Nukeduck is on the chase, and really there's nowhere to go here for Selfmade. He thought he was in a...
And this is the kind of game that they need as Hylissang. Ooh, now going into a 2v2.
Exhaust onto Upset. Moonlight Vigil has been used. Hylissang trying to trade with the Subjugate, but he's going to get hooked up, and Upset is going to eat him for dinner. Destiny takes the kill.
And now the action is continuing as Hylissang. He does have Flash.
He is taking a lot away this game. There's not much Hylissang giveth apart from kills to the enemy team. A good flash away. Upset looking for the final auto attack and will land it. And a kill in the top lane. Fnatic have been able to answer somewhere on the map. But they're going to lose a dragon for this. There's no Rift Herald for them to take, and they're going to lose their bot tier 1.
So overall, this should end up in favor of Origen, and they just keep punishing Hylissang. He was isolated in the bot side of the map, Reckless just abandoning him, and now Nukeduck.
Nukeduck looking for the fight, Reckless lands the last breath. The Dawning Shadow coming out as well. We're going to try and trade onto this. Nukeduck doesn't have a little bit icy for the moment.
I really think Fnatic are actually baiting it. Oh, look, Xerxes. Yeah, okay, he's not going to face check. He's going to use his Q to check that one.
Thing in the history of the world. You've seen them try and sneak 20-minute barons before, but doing it when you are 4,000 gold behind might not work. Hylissang farming between... You're not singed. You're not singed, Hylissang. You can't proxy farm like this. He'll fall. Like, there's distracting the enemy team.
That makes even less sense.
This would be the steal to end all steals. It's 3,000 HP on it. Bwipo's coming down from the bottom side. Cannon Barrage has already been used. Nukeduck jumps onto Nemesis, looking for the damage, but doesn't have the supreme display of talent up. Now, Alphari can still tank up the Baron for a while. Nemesis is the first target. He's going to fall, taken out by Upset, and now the fight really begins because there's the double kill coming out. You can see Selfmade has fallen. Hylissang's going to take an inhibitor tower, though. He's only got Tiamat for damage, but he's chomping his way through those stone buildings. They can't taste nice.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best case scenario for them. I think that... I don't actually know if he's going to have enough time,
I don't know.
He's not the fastest.
He hasn't got minions with him. He's going to try and clear out the minions. 2 more autos. 1 more. Okay, he does get it. The hook doesn't connect. Bwipo's going to try and run away, but I believe the chase is on, as they say, and Bwipo will fall to Nukeduck, who is now 3-0.
Lane to keep catching these waves and keep pushing out the lanes, and OG will be forced to constantly catch these sideways that Fnatic keep making a nuisance when it comes to Fnatic. Notice how, like, they always send one member. Pop wave is in a neutral state. They've got multiple members grouped at mid. Now, is Destiny in danger?
Yeah, he's in a lot of danger here, Vedius. He's going to go down, shut down by Bwipo, but Nukeduck with a supreme display of talent knocks the stuns up 3. Hylissang's going to try and chase. He's going for Upset with the exhaust down, and the Cannon Barrage doing work. Upset is forced out of the back of the fight, but now Origen could look for the re-engage. They're fighting Selfmade down towards the bottom side. He's got the Predators on. Xerxes looking for the chase here. Going to get a speedy Gragas to try and chase him down. Undertow used, but the smite with the Stalker's Blade will mean that Selfmade is slowed up for the moment. Alphari flashing in with a twisted advance, and Selfmade has no... He's going to hold it. Oh, no, he's not. As soon as the Predator comes out, he's like, okay, I can't do much about this. He's going to try and trade onto Nukeduck, but there is no escape for Bwipo. Knocked back with a cast, heals up a little bit, but Nukeduck in the end will take him down.
Alright, so Nukeduck finds himself on a rampage. He will find 3 items in his inventory, 4th one on the way. They're going to keep waiting. Oh, but he's in danger now.
Selfmade's chasing him down. Destiny with a lantern is there in time, and Nukeduck might want to turn this one around. You can see Xerxes on the run, on the chase. Jumps in. Selfmade tries to trade out at least one. He's still in the top lane. The super minions are pushing in. There's a super minion going towards the base of Fnatic, of Origen, and there's a kill coming out as Nukeduck just can't win the trades. Nukeduck will get taken out, but Hylissang is such a nuisance. Perk said it best. Perk said it best. He said, we might lose, but we make them sweat for it. And he said that when playing Fnatic last year in Spring Split, where it took Reckless and Hylissang backdooring the base to end the game. And Hylissang is showing just how much of a pest he can be. You want to swat him away like a mosquito, but he keeps coming back. He keeps coming back. And it actually makes it so hard for Origen to do anything.
He's building Blade of the Ruin King as well. So his dueling is getting stronger and stronger. And Fnatic are now going to deny
get the dragon.
The Dragon Soul. Nukeduck couldn't actually 1v1 Selfmade. And so again, Fnatic are finding ways back into this game. They're not making it easy for Origen. And this is the thing, right? Origen are a team that are very bad.
2 completed items to put in his inventory. So unless Origen actually keep the pace up, they're looking for Selfmade. They're going for the fight. They will get him. And that is great for Origen because Suck actually can't deal with Hylissang. Nukeduck can't do anything about it. It's like, okay, I can't deal with you, mate. Hylissang is winning this trade, still has the subjugate, The wave will get cleared out afterwards, and Origen,
Wait, and
they were
Origen
never able to start the Baron. Oh, but Whippo gets hooked. Upset doesn't take the lantern. Upset doesn't take the lantern, so he doesn't jump in. And maybe that was the right decision because Nemesis was waiting around the corner. Now Upset's going to open up with the Inferno, but he's in the middle of the cannon barrage. Still has the GA if he goes down, and now Alfari, can you deal with Hylissang? Because Hylissang's on a rampage. He practiced top in week 9, guys. You can't take him out like this. Hylissang beating Alfari right now in the 1v1. Nuke Duck's on his way. How many people do you have to send to deal with this living troll? You're going to send everyone back to deal with Hylissang, and he's still chunking out Alfari. In the end, Hylissang will die, but Fnatic look to start up the Baron. And remember, guys, this is match point. This is series point for Fnatic. If they win, they are through to our winners bracket final, and they will play against Mad Lions. But Origen have to do something about this.
Wait, this is really fast now.
Here comes the explosive cast. Nemesis has joined the fray. Supreme Display of Talent is in there, but already the Baron is gone. And now Fnatic have to get out. They have to get away from this. Nemesis is going to sneak off towards the top side, but Xerxes is still around if he wants to send his life to the fight. There's the slow on Nemesis. Nemesis will fall here. Upset just needs 2 auto attacks to take him out. Who has survived from Fnatic? That's the question you have to look at.
Fight. So Origen's like, okay, we have to commit to this foot push now. Flash hook lands.
Hylissang, you have to go down here. Upset takes the kill, and Hylissang was just a little bit too greedy. Lose by Selfmade. Nuke Duck dodging around as much as he can, and Selfmade is chunked out. But with a good undertow, he manages to survive. The long-range moonshot is enough to take the kill as Upset goes legendary. 8-0 now on Aphelios, and Whippo and Nemesis aren't done yet. They have the Baron buff. They're going to push in top lane. The Sun Disc falls in the mid lane, but it's only Alfari here to deal with it right now. Upset on his way. Nemesis and Whippo might realize you can't really take this fight because Upset is so darn strong. The root's going to land. Alfari looking for the chase with the twisted advance. The moonshot. Moonlight Vigil coming out as well, but Nemesis just about missed with the Supreme Display of Talent. Destiny puts the lantern behind him. He is slowed up, but Origen cannot chase any further. You have to feel they have to back away. Fnatic still pestering the base, still pushing in as best they can. There's a Mountain Drake up, and Xerxes doing it by himself. It's a 4v3 now as Origen look for the push. Fnatic retreating. Fnatic on the back foot. Curse of the Black Mist will get them out. And Destiny just clears out the vision, but this will be sole point. Oh, Hylissang, if you... Oh, okay. Ooh. Oh. my heart.
Kills, but Fnatic are just playing the map super well right now. They are just dividing and conquering.
Hylissang?
And oh,
I know. The problem is Hylissang doesn't have any magic resist. Nuke Duck looking to go across the wall. Supreme Display. Oh my goodness gracious me. Hylissang's still alive. He's being ignited, but he's sticking away. He dodges. What was that, Hylissang? How on earth do you get out of that alive? That's the flank.
Whippo is here.
Nuke Duck, you're going to go for it. Xerxes here as well. Whippo there, but there's the stun lock, and Hylissang taketh away from Fnatic as he falls. Hook almost looking to get some vision control down towards this bottom side. That top lane, bot lane inhibitor has respawned and is alive still for Origen, so no extra push coming out. Hylissang once again, split push. We'll see Fnatic take the fight because they don't have that AoE route. There's the Infernum Crescendum sitting on Upset. He's in the cannon barrage, still has that GA. Alfari goes golden. Nuke Duck with a flank. He's trying to take out Selfmade, but Xerxes gets jumped on by Selfmade. Supreme Display of Talent used. Another hook lands onto Hylissang. Now it's Upset opening up the bigger guns on Hylissang. That Ignite's going to tick, and Destiny takes the kill. Xerxes flashes forward, and the explosive cask find its mark, and now Upset can unleash hell. Reckless has nothing he can do. TP comes up towards the mid lane, up towards the top lane from Alfari as he rejoins the fight. Nemesis trying to get away, but it's all done but the singing in this game. Nemesis clears out away, but there's not much he can do as Nuke Duck snipes him out, and Origen open up the base of Fnatic.
And Origen finally find the team fight that they were looking for. It wasn't clean, but it did not matter. 29 kills to 6. This should have been a one-sided affair, but Fnatic made them work for it. Origen will stop Fnatic from securing this series in a clean sweep. They will find themselves a big win.
Great performance from Origen to take us to 2-1. Vedius, we have a series on our hands.
Right now, the Origen have is that in the top lane at very early levels, GP will have prio, but usually this matchup is slightly more Aatrox favored because of how aggressive you can be. I think that you don't have a lot of gank.
With the last embrace, that's a catch going out. Whippo pops the world under in the top lane. Selfmade's on the top side of the map as well, but with the cannon barrage coming out, Whippo shouldn't be long for the world. First blood goes over to Alfari. Destiny had to burn.
Yes, advantage.
Oh, Destiny's dead. Destiny's dead, even with the heal coming out, but they're looking to turn it around. The Ignite going down as Reckless gets gobbled up, eaten up. He's done. Destiny might even survive. Oh my goodness. Fnatic baited in, Destiny able to survive for a moment. The Tongue Lash doesn't connect. It's a double for Origen in the bottom lane. And what a superb start.
The exhausted action isn't over yet.
Void Rush coming out. Whippo trying to land the Dark Blade, but in the end, Alfari and Xerxes will get the kill. Second kill of the game for Alfari.
Best support of the split. And now he's getting hooked once again.
He does have the thick skin, but the box is coming down. Upset and Destiny are a level up here. Hylissang trying to turn on to Destiny. You can see Upset steps in front of him, trying to get the Devour, and Destiny will fall 1 for 1, but it's Hylissang who gets the kill, and now Upset is going to open up on Reckless. However, Upset will take a lot of damage, needs to switch over his guns if he wants to heal up. towards that Severum. Xerxes has the level advantage, but Selfmade able to land the smite. Fnatic will be able to walk out of this one. And I know we're talking so much about upset, but the reason we do is because he and Reckless are key carries for...
We haven't seen Reckless on that yet, but based on the way Origen is playing, they might have to force that as we're going into a fight.
Abyssal Void's used there by Hillsong to try and join this. He's going to land a smite. Ripper with the World Ender. They're looking to try and pick up that Eye of the Herald, but I don't know if Origen can approach us too easily. Now, Nukeduck does have the ult. Will Origen...
Poison, then it's great.
Yeah.
But it's super easy to proc Banshee's Veil as a Cassio because you just land E, and because the cooldown is so low, then it's so
like
I don't think it makes sense to go Banshee's Veil against the Cassio. So he might just be building it for the early MR. Hook does land in top lane.
Yeah, onto Hillsang. That's not the target you really want, and Destiny has some damage turned back around onto him. The heals come out. Still needs to get 3 more dragons if they're going to hit it. Xerxes managed to catch out Nemesis here. No flash, remember. The Petrifying Gaze is going to land. The Void Rush will come out just in time, but Nemesis is able to get the kill. And now Whipper's fighting off towards the bottom side as Nukeduck forced away. The flash in. Upset. There's the hook, though. You can see the jump in from Selfmade. He goes golden. Hillsang gobbles up Whipper to get him out. The Moonlight Vigil's going to connect as well. And Selfmade is down. 1 for 1 so far in this trade. Hillsang trying to get away, but he doesn't have the flash. All he's got is an exhaust. And at the moment, the stopwatch won't delay for long enough. Healed up with a Piercing Darkness, but in the end he will fall, and Origen get 2 kills.
So initially that play did not look promising for Origen. Xerxes dropping so quickly meant that Fnatic were in a position to turn it around, but the moment they chased onto the rest of Origen, that was when Destiny came up clutch, but now they have the right set on Alphari.
Yeah, it feels like he's being a bit greedy staying around here. Got the movement speed to Cannon Rush to try and turn it back. Whoa, Reckless takes half his health. Senna is a squishy champion, and when you're playing into a Trinity Force with that Sheen proc, it can be pretty surprising how much damage a Gangplank can put out.
He does use his ultimate there, so he's not...
Got the Rift Herald and put it down just in time in this middle lane. However, Bwippo has a flank. Upset with the Lantern. We'll try and dodge away. Bwippo trying to land that Darkin Blade. They jump in. Upset's very low already, but Bwippo caught underneath the turret now as Upset can open up the big guns. Xerxes going in for the knockup, but Hillsang's going to take a lot of damage. Bwippo's going to get spat out right into the jaws of Origen, who can't quite get him down. Moonlight Vigil connects and Upset goes unstoppable. 5-0 now on this Aphelios, and Origen can turn towards that Cloud Dragon.
And Origen are just winning out on every single fight. When we came into this series, there was a lot of discussion around who is going to look stronger. And after the first 2 games, everyone said that it was game, set, and match. Easy 3-0 for Fnatic. And coming into game 4, I looked at this draft and I thought, I don't know about this. Origen having to have a good early game against Fnatic.
He's now out of position because of that. Flashes away, the last Embrace coming out, he's healed up. Whippo's going to take a lot of damage and off towards the bottom side of this. You can see Xerxes trying to fight, but a great Dawning Shadow will do a lot of healing, and Xerxes is the first to fall. Whippo, though, getting chased down by Upset. Can't quite get the kill for Fnatic, blinking health bars, but managing to walk out alive.
So that was a fight on 2 fronts there. It looked like...
You can see, actually, Nemesis is teleporting down towards the bottom side. Oh, no, it's Whippo teleporting, and it's Nemesis teleporting down towards the bottom side of this fight. They've looked for Selfmade. Xerxes down to below half HP.
Wait, but Upset.
Oh, a great hook from Destiny stops Upset from getting caught out. Now he's able to flash, but Whippo able to land the final Darking Blade, and he takes him out. And now this is an awful fight for Origen. Another good hook comes out from Destiny. The Void Rush in. Whippo healing all the way through it, and now Fnatic can find their fight. They can find the people that they want to catch out. Nukeduck trying to do what he can, but Whippo low. Reckless and Selfmade here in time. Destiny with a good play. The Lantern coming out, but Nukeduck would take it to his certain death, but he might be dead anyway. Last Embrace is used. The Darkin Blade connects, and Fnatic find a perfect fight in the river.
Absolute disaster for Origen. Upset, the key carry of the team, ends up falling. His positioning was poor. Origen, they thought that they caught out Selfmade, but it seemed like the execution was just not there. They should have made a decision to either commit to the Baron and then turn, and then disengage after not finding Selfmade, or they should have just stuck on the Baron and looked to kill it. Fnatic looking to dive.
Nukeduck already almost down. He gets caught out, and now Upset's the next target. They're just dead. Origen can't do anything about this. They just get swept off the map. Summoner's Rift is a graveyard for Origen players, and you can see Fnatic able to take 3, only lose 1, and now can push in for an inhibitor.
Wow, and they just tower dived Origen. There was like nothing that stood in their way. They didn't even need Nemesis. I was just talking about how Whippo had closed the gap against Alphari. He transcended the gap. He flew through the gap. This man was just so strong. And then just when it looked like he was about to die, he also had Hillsang's Peel, but it wasn't enough. And now that's going to be 2 inhibitors down. Fnatic have instantly flipped this game around. And Origen, it looks like they're not going to be able to hold on for much longer.
It's not over yet, Vedius, but it is dire straits here for Origen. Fnatic after one fight, have just totally turned this game.
But he's not as strong as Nemesis, and now they're looking for the collapse. Nemesis, no flash.
Upset caught out again. He tries to blast cone out, but he is just locked down, and Whippo will take him. The flash over the wall from Hylissang. He wants more. He wants a piece of this action. Xerxes going to try and run away. Whippo with the world ender, healed up, shielded up by the Dawning Shadow. And you can see, like, Upset can't go anywhere. Upset can't walk anywhere on this map.
Yeah, that was a great collapse from Fnatic. Good utilization of the Tahm Kench ultimate to catch Upset completely off guard, and now with so much of the damage just disappearing, Origen, they're on their last legs. They have to hold this inhibitor tower for as long as they can, but Whippo is pushing in the bot lane as well. Super minions are coming in from everywhere. This is the last hold for Origen.
But how do you hold without your AD carry? He's most of your gold right now. Alfari can try and do something. He doesn't have the cannon barrage. He's used it. He's in the Nexus towers down towards the bottom side. Origen, your last legs is your last stand. You got to do something. You got to make a fight happen. Reckless down below half HP, but the Nexus towers are being focused down by the super minions, and that's all 3 inhibitors down. And now the push comes on. Fnatic, 5 members strong, Upset back alive, and we'll see, can they hold on? Origen, knocked back. They've caught Xerxes. He goes golden. Destiny locked up in the last embrace as well. Nemesis steps forward, but he's actually getting chunked out down towards the bottom side of the fight. Nemesis is holding off 2 when Whippo's taken 1. Upset, you got to do something miraculous here. He gets the shutdown of Whippo. No duck flashes back onto his fountain, but that's the second Nexus tower down. You can see Upset trying to get the damage on Reckless. He gets him. Nuke Dark, and Origen have somehow held on to this game. It would be a miracle. It would take something miraculous for them to fight back. We've seen that they can do it. But the question is now, with Fnatic continuing to scale up with the death cap almost complete on Nemesis, with 3 lethality items on Reckless, you cannot discount the amount of damage Fnatic can put out in a heartbeat.
So the thing is, the gold is even, but it's not really even, because you kind of have to look at relative damage, and Nemesis is just going to output so much more than so many of what Origen can actually offer. Alfari does have his TP up, but Origen can't really leave their base to check and contest the Baron. Their best bet is to hold the line once again and try and force a fight against Fnatic, but the problem is, with 3 waves of super minions walking into the base, there's just going to be so much that Origen has to deal with. I don't know how they can find a successful fight. Look at all these super minions in the top lane.
Well, we'll see if they can. Abyssal Voyage is used down towards that bottom lane. I think that's Hylissang just by himself using the Baron buff to push in the wave. And this is like 4 super minions. Upset's going to try and clear it out. World Ender used by Whippo. It's last chance saloon for Origen. A good hook comes out onto self-medit. He uses the stopwatch, and now Hylissang's in range for the Devour. Xerxes already almost dead, and he's gone. And now it's a 4v5. Moonlight Vigil coming out, doesn't connect onto Reckless, doesn't connect onto self-made. The hook's still missing. The hook's going wide. Hylissang puts down the exhaust, and he's just trying to focus down the Nexus. Whippo fighting off towards the top side. Upset opening up, but that is the Nexus, and that is the series for Fnatic. They will meet Mad Lions in our winner's bracket next week.